I wanted to speak a little bit about the accusations, the rape accusations, the sexual assault accusations. You know, it kicked off with Harvey Weinstein. I do remember, I wouldn't say it started with Harvey Weinstein. I'll go back all the way to the Fox scandal, you know, when a couple of people were fired, including Bill O'Reilly, and then it went from there. And then you had this big thing with Harvey Weinstein, and then it got even bigger with more movie producers, and also it's trickling down to the actors too. Everybody has always known that Hollywood is a disgusting place filled with sexual perverts and drugs. And not only women are coming out accusing these deviants, there are men coming out accusing these deviants of misconduct. So we all know about that disgusting windbag, Harvey Weinstein. And these are just a few pictures of other people who has been accused. There's been, you know, Kevin Spacey has been accused. Ben Affleck has been accused. Even former President George Bush has been accused of sexual misconduct. So all of the skeletons are falling out of the closet. Makes me wonder why. But this is Sepp Blatter. This is another person who was accused. And it looks like he is the former FIFA president. Was accused of grabbing the butt of Hope Solo during an interview. Matthew Weiner here says here, in an interview with The Information, Emmy Award winner Kate Gordon, formerly Weiner's personal assistant and staff writer on Mad Men, said that the showrunner allegedly told her that she owed it to him to allow him to see her naked. A year later, Gordon was fired from the award-winning series by this deviant here. Louis C.K. And it said that two women alleged that the comedian masturbated in front of them, while another said that she could hear him masturbating on the phone. Two other claimants that Lucky Louie star said if he could masturbate in front of them. This is a deviancy on a whole nother level. It's just, I cannot imagine. After denying the allegations, he basically said, you know, yesterday that the allegations were true. And I'm sure he's going to go off to rehab and get some help. He needs some help. He's mentally unstable or whatever the bullshit excuse will be. There's a Gary Goddard, Jan Weiner. I mean, it goes on and on. The disgusting, filthiness of the people who have been sexually harassing people in Hollywood. Even the U.S. Senator here, Ray Moore. So everybody should know what to do with him. Were, you know, incidents with underage girls. And I believe that's the same senator who someone tried to make an excuse about in the Bible that Mary and Joseph, Mary was younger than Joseph, which is the most disgusting thing in the world. First of all, Mary and Joseph, back then a lot of the people married around the same age, no matter how young or how old, but they didn't conceive Jesus, and I put that in quotes because I don't believe in their version of the Bible, but that was the whole point, that, you know, he did not have relations with her, and she conceived the Messiah. That's basically what that is. And to try and use it is so disgusting that you would use the Bible to try and justify your old wrinkly ass touching young girls, underage girls. And I just wanted to show the pictures of a few, and I will leave this article where they show all of the pictures of all of the perverts who have been accused of touching young girls, underage girls, and having women in a position where they feel like their livelihood is threatened if they don't do these sexual things. But I wanted to say that this is a symptom of W.I.E, which W.I.E is an acronym for white identity extremist. It has high levels of white privilege attached to it. Because we've been seeing things going on. And I wanted to just touch on the fact that there is a laundry list of men in the entertainment sector who have been sexually harassing men and women and underage girls and boys. So that's been going on. And now I wanted to jump to this person, which we heard about this, the shooting in the Texas church. And this is Devin Kelly. And he killed 26 people. And they were ranging from elderly people to young 6-year-old children. He decided to go into the church and just shoot up a bunch of people. And this is domestic terrorism. He is a domestic terrorist. He is not mentally insane. Like I said, if somebody is going to put out the claim that somebody is mentally insane or mentally ill, I need to see from a medical professional, a psychiatrist, that he has been deemed before this happened as mentally ill. I need to see that documentation. I need to know who the doctor's name is. It has to be something that we can prove that these people are mentally unfit or mentally ill, because that is what is thrown out there. Every time something happens, every time there's a shooting, a murder, domestic terrorist incident, there's rape, there's sexual assault, anything like that going on within the W.I.E sector of this, it's always the person is mentally ill. But no evidence for this mental illness is ever presented. There is no history of mental illness that is following these people. There's no doctors or psychiatrists that you can go to let you know that yes, this person has been suffering from this at some point in their lives. So, like I said, I'm done with the mental illness excuse, because that's what it is. It's an excuse. Because 9.99 out of 10, these people cannot produce documentation to show that they were mentally ill. And there were signs of his W.I.E even before this. He threatened to kill the whole family. He's been making these threats, and then he finally did it. Nobody took it serious, but there was an incident where there was a black female who said she was fed up with the shootings of innocent black people, men and women. She was very angry that the police were doing this and other people were treating black people like trash and saying racist stuff. This woman, she was armed. She made some videos. She said, you know, if somebody comes up threatening your life, police officer or not, that you should defend yourself. They went to this woman and arrested her in her home. But this man here can be abusive to his family and his wife. He can threaten to kill people. He was not seen as a viable threat, even though he had mental illness, and people should have took that seriously, since that's the narrative that they want to put out there about him. And he wasn't picked up before this travesty happened. And that's what I say about the white privilege part of it. It's just like the man who did the shooting in Vegas here. You know, they tried to pull it where they were trying to say that this man, Stephen Paddock, that he was mentally unstable. They tried to show a picture with him with a drink in his hand, trying to paint this picture that something is mentally wrong with him. There was nothing mentally wrong with him. There's no documentation or psychiatrist that they can bring forth to say this man had any type of mental illnesses before he did this shooting. And everybody in his family is saying they're shocked by this, which lets you know that this man is not like this. He knew how to conduct himself for over 60 years. This was a choice he made. He chose to be a domestic terrorist and to go kill people. He chose to be a serial killer. These people are choosing to be domestic terrorists and serial killers, killing men, women, and children. This man killed 60 people, injuring hundreds. But yet we want to focus on Chicago. We want to focus on, you know, making up these grandiose stories about black on black crime, when you have domestic terrorists and serial killers running around here with their privilege of thinking they have the right to do this. This is the privileged part of white identity extremists. They feel that they have the right because they are in a situation where they're depressed, or they're mad about something, or something did not go their way. They feel like they have a right to go take a gun and to just kill massive amounts of people. And I think, you know, the FBI really needs to take W.I.E. seriously because of the state of this country, what this country was founded on. It was founded on the advancement of a white male, and his white female benefits off of that with him. So that's an element that's thrown into there. Like I said, it's always been about their privilege. It's always been about them and nobody else. So that makes them extra dangerous. He had all the ammunition, all the guns, and nobody found him suspicious at all. At all. Says here that, you know, there's been mass shootings in the U.S. 307 have occurred in 2017 so far, and we're not even out of 2017, and we have 307 mass shootings in this country. And we all know, you know, the identity of the person who usually does these so-called mass shootings. I call it domestic terrorist incidents, and I also call them serial killers. And I wanted to go back and talk about a few other stories that I remember about W.I.E. White privilege is attached to that W.I.E. The fact that this man here, Brock Turner, was sentenced to 6 months for rape at Stanford, a prestigious college, and he raped this girl behind a dumpster. Now I wanted to read the part of what the judge said, because this young girl, she was unconscious. He basically raped her behind a dumpster, and he got 6 months. And he did get out of prison. He only served 3 months. The judge said a prison sentence would have a severe impact on him. I think he will not be a danger to others. Now, this deviant raped a girl, but he's not a danger to others. And being in prison will have a severe impact on him. Never mind, throwing away black athletes' lives, or someone who was smoking weed and locking them up, and the black community, oh, we don't care about them. But this young deviant, he gets a pass. He gets a pass, and this is just to show the justice system. I mean, a lot of black people are a very we are the world type people. This was not created with you. You will never get justice. You will never be seen as equal. You'll never be seen as a citizen. And they let their criminals go. This is why the stats are skewed, because sometimes they don't even get arrested for the crimes that they do. So it wouldn't be there as a statistic to even be counted, let alone being prosecuted and then convicted. And then I wanted to talk about another story that I heard about that is just utterly disgusting. And I want to show this person's face. And they said this 23-year-old man who was a babysitter for an 8-year-old boy, he got 30 days in jail and 5-year probation for molesting an 8-year-old child. And this is not the only time and the only person who has been sentenced like this. 30 days for pedophilia, 30 days for touching and raping and molesting and sodomizing children. There was a man who actually raped a 3-year-old girl, and he got the same sentence. Finding yourself not guilty of the crimes that you have committed, that's very biblical. Now they are going after the children, and these judges are allowing them. And the reason why the judges are allowing them to get off is because they are engaging in the same deviant activity. Just like Harvey Weinstein suffers from W.I.E, a lot of these predators and deviants suffer from W.I.E. And to have their privilege and the privileges given to them by this country, it makes it way worse for everybody. This is something that should be taken seriously. I think the FBI should be looking into this, because there has been so much that has been done in this country due to W.I.E. You have, men sexually harassing other men, women, and children. You have children being sexually assaulted, molested. You have people being killed and gunned down in the hundreds. And it is wreaking havoc on the country. It's not safe. These are domestic terrorists. These are serial killers. These are people who ruin people's lives. And it should be taken seriously. But I'll go ahead and leave it right here. Let me know what you think about all of these incidents that is connected with W.I.E. And I will see you in the next one.